I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. This is the last of the reviews for Brock. Thank you so much for that. Who sent in a generous donation via PayPal, and he got a couple of reviews because of that. Thank you, I appreciate that. But if anyone ever wants to request pretty much any type of video, movie topic, review, whatever, you just send it either directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but so thank you so much. But he wanted me to talk about the Goonies. And I don't know if I've ever reviewed the Goonies before. If not, I think that's strange that I've been on this channel for about 10 years, but I've never talked about the Goonies. Because it is a classic. I do enjoy the film. I've always enjoyed this film ever since I was a kid. And while I do like the Monster Squad, I would say I probably like the Goonies a bit more. I mean, the Monster Squad, yeah, I love horror and that mixed in. But the Goonies, I like the cast of Monster Squad, but I would put the cast of the Goonies a bit more above them. The score is very well done, and for a guy that I don't recognize much else he's done, it wasn't Jerry Goldsmith, it wasn't James Horner, it wasn't Alan Silvestri, it wasn't a big composer. So I looked at the name of the composer, I'm like, I don't recognize much of what he's done. But it's a great score, and I remember being used in other movies for trailers, including, I believe, Inner Space. It was in the trailer for that. And the villains, you got Robert Davi, who was in Maniac Cop 2 and 3, Die Hard, Predator 2, many others. You got Anne Ramsey, who was in Throw 'em Out from the Train. You got Joel Pantoliano, who of course would be in films like the Bad Boys movies with Will Smith, The Matrix. One person, Robert Davi, breaks out, and the three of them get on a chase with the cops, and they escape, and they're going to be our villains for later on. And the movie's about this group of kids whose homes are going to be torn down and replaced with a golf course or whatever the fuck it is. And I thought it was done well by Richard Donner, where you got some heart to it, where you felt sorry for these kids, you do relate to these kids, and the music really helped. Like the music, I don't know why, this time I was really honed in on the music. It's just really beautiful score. And the kids have distinct personalities. You know, Sean Astin, who's got the inhaler, and his older brother played by Josh Brolin, and how they'll kind of shuffle and not really fight, but scuffle, but at the same time they really do care for each other. Like there's a scene where Josh Brolin's bringing Sean Astin in, and Sean Astin's just dragging his legs the whole time, going from outside to in. Like they worked well together. You have T-Luke Kwan, short round from Temple of Doom. He's here as Data, and he has all these inventions. Corey Feldman, gotta admit, it's one of his better performances as Mouth, who's always talking too much. But he wasn't irritating or annoying in this. He was actually rather good. I do think this is one of his best performances. Then you have the kid who plays Chunk, which that would not be PC today to call him that. I'm wondering when the time will be when they'll cancel the Goonies. He's doing the truffle shuffle, and that's against fat people. Is pertaining to the character in the movie. Like I heard someone is fucking trying to cancel Kindergarten Cop because they're going to look what they did to the children, and a cop yelled at the children, and fuck off, fuck you, fuck it, fuck the shit. Don't be surprised they cancel the Goonies next because of the truffle shuffle. That's too much. It's too much against kids. You sound like Gene Siskel. Fuck. You don't know what I mean. Look up his reviews for films like Aliens and stuff. Like, it's always a child endangerment, child. It's a fucking movie. Gene Siskel. Rest in peace, but come on, man. But yeah, the characters worked very, very well. And again, they have distinct personalities, and it's a good Richard Donner. Richard Donner is a great director. I mean, I don't know who I would. I think a long time ago I did like a top 10 favorite directors. I don't know who all I put in there. If he wasn't in my top 10, he'd be in my top 20. Because Richard Donner, I mean, he did Superman. He did Lethal Weapon after this. This, I think, is definitely one of his best ones. Richard Donner. Scrooged. I love Scrooged with Bill Murray. And I believe Steven Spielberg had a hand in producing it, which is how you got Corey Feldman, who was in Gremlins. That's how you got T-Luke Kwan, who was in can't even say his name right, who was in Temple of Doom. I'm trying to think if any of these actors worked with Richard Donner later. Trying to think now. Anyway, but on a side note, and the reason I'm hesitating, the reason I keep pausing, why does this film not have like a big documentary on it? There's little stuff that maybe you can find that some fans did, but why isn't there like a big documentary on the Goonies? They did that thing with the DVD. There was a commentary. I could never sit through that commentary. I know this sounds stupid, but it seems as if everyone wants to beat the shit out of Corey Feldman. Maybe for good reason. And I know I'm looking too much into things, but for some reason just anytime Corey Feldman opens his mouth, I'm just waiting for someone to just go, shut the fuck up. I know that's stupid, and that's not really there, but for some reason I just get that feeling, so I could never really listen to that commentary much. That's why I would prefer a documentary, sit down interviews to get into the making of this film. It deserves it. It's long overdue. The fuck is going on? Don't worry about fucking Goonies 2. I don't need to see Goonies 2. That's just the same fucking movie, only it's their kids. Okay, it's their kids going on an adventure, but it's going to be the same fucking thing like Halloween 2018. So no, I don't want to see Goonies 2. Put the money and do a documentary on the film. A full-length documentary. Not something that, a couple people on YouTube did. No disrespect to them, but come on. And I think part of the appeal of this film, it's a fantasy fulfillment. I can guarantee many kids, including me, wanted to be part of the Goonies, and they wanted this adventure in your backyard, where because of something you found in the attic and this medallion thing and the map, and then you and your friends, they go from, okay, there's this restaurant, and underneath there's hidden passages, and then you go underground and there's booby traps, and yeah, in real life you don't want to get into the danger of booby traps, but I did part of that fantasy is the danger, excitement. Like, you want to be Indiana Jones, there's going to be some danger involved. So the booby traps where you got the fucking boulders coming down, they gotta avoid them. The piano they gotta play, they don't play the right note, they don't fall. In order for treasure and gold and One-Eyed Willy and pirate ships. And it is a fantasy fulfillment that a lot of kids, like I said, including me, wanted. They wanted it, but that would not happen, so they live it vicariously through the characters. They live it by being part of the characters, by being within the group. And I think that is a big portion of why this film became successful. People, in a way, were almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Jealous of the adventure these kids went on to. I mean, to be, again, the adventure, then sign that fun-looking long-ass slide, and there's a pirate ship, and then mixed in that, the humor worked well, where they find the wishing well, and, Martin Sheen, that's President Kennedy, you idiot. Well, he played Kennedy once. And there's some nice heartful moments. This coin, this is my dream, my wish. Didn't come true. So I'm taking it back. Taking them all back. It's funny. I know this is going to be a strange side note, but the character who plays Chunk. I mean, the actor who plays Chunk, the character. We always think of him as part of the Goonies. When you watch the film again, you realize just how much time out of the movie he's at, because he has his own side story where he gets caught behind, threatened by the bad guys, meets this character named Sloth, played by John Mutuzak, who is a football player, and he's actually did a couple action films, including one called, I believe, One Man Force, which is a action film with Ronnie Cox and Charles Napier. I mean, look up One Man Force. Not a bad action movie, time waster. But yeah, John Mutuzak was a football player, then liked the makeup, liked the look of Sloth. And there's some fun moments where the Robert Davi and Anne Ramsey, that's part of his family, and then when Sloth arrives on the pirate ship, he gets the Superman, da, 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 and then Robert Davi, Joey Pants are like, oh, holy shit. That always makes me laugh, that reaction. Oh shit. Of course, you have moments like, hey, you guys. But what I was getting at, the character of Chunk did not get to be a lot of the adventure. Because from, I get it sounds stupid, but once in a while he'll appear with Sloth, but then for a good chunk of it he'll disappear. Again, when you watch the film again, look at the screen time he has compared to the others, it's not as much. Again, a good chunk of the adventure he missed out on, that character. He missed out on the candles that are dynamite, the dropping boulder booby traps, the the wishing well. He wasn't there for the wishing well scene. He wasn't there for the moment where Data falls and he saves himself with this invention. Those were cool, the little inventions he has. The piano that if you take the wrong notes you fall. The big slide. It might not seem much, and it's like, well, what's the point, Matt? I don't know, just one of those things that watch it at the end is like, wow, I didn't realize just how much of the adventure he was out of it. But we always considered him as, even the poster, the scene in the poster with all those kids, he's not in that scene. With the, I'm probably not going to be able to show it here, but I don't know. It's a good poster, by the way. Well, the DVD poster I like more than the theatrical poster. The theatrical poster, when they're just hanging there, it's alright, but I prefer the DVD poster, which by this point would probably be either over here or over here. I'm trying to open the damn thing, if it lets me. You can't let me open it, computer. I don't know why, I guess I just always assume it was the scene. I don't know why, the DVD I always assume it's the scene with the piano, but no, it's not. It's just... But yeah, the bridge scene. And then, well, they're trying to go over logs, and then Data has the shoes that stored out. It just seemed like a lot of it Chunt didn't get to be a part of. Yeah, I didn't know, that's a stupid observation. I don't even know why I brought it up. But yeah, the adventure quality, I'm a sucker for adventure movies where they gotta find gold. I love the Indiana Jones films. I love Firewalker. I like the National Treasure movies, both of them. So yeah, I could be a sucker for that kind of stuff, because that's something I always wanted to do. Of course, with a script that goes, oh, you did find the treasure. I mean, it's one thing to go on an adventure and then you find nothing, but I don't know, just the being on an adventure with your friends and for gold and treasure and then finding it, and I think all of us would be open to that type of adventure. And you don't see a lot of movies like that made in today's age. They tried with that one called Sahara, which wasn't that good, with Matthew McConaughey, and that was a big fucking bomb. So maybe that's why they don't do it as much nowadays. They were trying to do Indiana Jones 5. You don't need Indiana Jones 5, man. You don't need it. It's not needed, man. Just stop. But yeah, the Goonies, though, I want to get, who did the score? I should have fucking looked this up before. I know you don't see like the camera herky-jerky, because apparently the computer can't handle a webcam and open up one website. It's too much power. I can't remember the first time I should mention the Cyndi Lauper Goonies Are Good Enough, where Lauper makes an appearance, and that's the song at the end. And in fact, some of the actors make appearances on the music video, which the song is fine. I mean, I never loved the song. I prefer the score more than the song, but the song works for the film. I didn't realize Chris Columbus did the screenplay. Of course, Chris Columbus would go on to direct Home Alone, among many others. Yeah, David Grusin. So I mean, like, I say David Grusin, some people are like, who the hell is David Grusin? That was my thought process. Like, who the hell is Dave Grusin? But he did music for films Heaven Can Wait, On Golden Pond, The Firm, Selena. He did the score for Selena, okay. Trying to see if it says, okay. Sorry, I just want to look this up real quick. Well, it's not real quick, but still. See, that's what I mean. I looked at some of this. Like in the 80s, he did My Bodyguard on Golden Pond, Reds, Tootsie, The Goonies, Ishtar, Tequila Sunrise, Fabulous Baker Boys, Bonfire. See, The Goonies is I mean, you look at all these others, they're much more dramatic, trying to go for the Oscar type of movies like On Golden Pond, Reds. Oh, and Justice for All, which I love with Al Pacino. The Champ. I mean, Random Hearts, Hope Floats, Mulholland Falls, Bonfire of the Vanities. Jesus. So, yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of that music from those movies, except this one. So go figure. April 2020, Josh Gad aired a virtual cast reunion via Zoom as the first episode of Reunited Apart. So you have the cast, Richard Donner, Steven Spielberg, Chris Columbus, Cyndi Lauper made an appearance. There are video games, including the Goonies 2, which I always thought was weird they did the Goonies 2. Because there's been always talks of a sequel, but I don't think a sequel is needed. On February 12, 2020, Fox ordered a pilot for a drama series from Sarah Watson about a woman helping film students create a shot-for-shot remake of The Goonies. So they're doing what those kids did with Indiana Jones, like Raiders of the Lost Ark? A woman helping film students create a shot-for-shot remake of The Goonies. I'd be curious about that. Because it's about the making of a film, and granted, I don't know why they're doing that, but okay. Apparently in 2010, there's the making of a cult classic, The Unauthorized Story of the Goonies DVD. I don't know what fucking DVD that is. So there was a documentary in 2010, and like the bits I saw was just like YouTube clips, but apparently someone did film a fucking documentary for this. I don't know where the fuck you can see it, but I don't know, maybe it's on YouTube, I didn't fucking see it, or maybe the one I saw, it was like really short. I don't know, I'll fucking look for it later. With that said, the Goonies, the villains did their jobs well. Rest in peace, Anne Ramsey. She definitely had that look and voice that fits for a villainous character. Robert Davi and Joe Pantoliano, they were fun as the bad guys. They worked well together, and they fit with the tone in the movie. It didn't go too off kilter with that. You know, the ending is happy and satisfying and sweet. It's not like the parents, oh yeah, you guys are making it up, or no, there was never a pirate ship. No, everyone's able to see it, so there's definitive proof. You know, they do save their home. You know, everything works out well. Heartfelt, satisfying, sweet movie with a likable cast and a fun, adventurous, joyous quality to it. You know, that's the Goonies in a nutshell. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.